Okay, so welcome to today's lessons. So we are going to be looking at mathematics paper 1 for the GCE guys 2022. So the paper is for 2022. I posted recently this same question paper. So I'll just go through the instructions. As you know that instructions are part of the rules. So the instructions, they read: write the center number and examination number on every page of this question paper. Each and every question paper you're going to be given, you're supposed to be writing what? The center number and the examination numbers. So there are 23 questions in this paper. 23 questions in this paper. Answer all the questions. You have to attempt each and every question. You have to answer all the questions in this paper. So write your answers in the spaces provided in this question paper. All the answers, they have to be written in the same question paper that you've been given. So if working is needed for any question, it must be shown in the spaces below that question. Below the question, there's a space which has been provided. So that space is for you to do what? To do your calculations, your solvings. You have to be doing all the solvings in that space which has been provided for you. Electronic calculators in mathematical tables should not be used in this paper. You know that it's paper 1, so we're not supposed to use any calculator or mathematical tables. Okay, so I'll just, without wasting much of the time, let me just go straight to question 1. So question 1, the question reads, evaluate 5 raised to power 3 multiplied by 1 over 5 raised to power 2. Okay, so how do you evaluate such kind of a question? So these are indices. You can use the rules of indices, or you can just solve it direct. So if 5 raised to power 3, how do you solve this one? 5 raised to power 3, meaning they are telling us to multiply 5 how many times? 3 times. So if I have 5 times 5 times 5, this is 5 raised to power 3, meaning they're telling us to multiply 5 3 times. So what is 5 times 5? It's 25. Times 5, it's 125. So I'm going to have a 125 here. 5 raised to power 2, meaning they're telling us to multiply 5 how many times? 2 times. So it will be 5 times 5, which will give us 25. Now I have this. So 5 raised to power 3, it's 125. So I'm going to have a 125 here. I multiply by 1 over 5 raised to power 2, which is 25. Okay, so this is 125 as a whole number. So since I have 125 as a whole number, what am I supposed to do? So meaning this is this one has a common this one has a denominator of 1 because it's a whole number. Each and every whole number has that denominator of 1. Okay, so now the multiplication, the way it's supposed to be done here, it's numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. So numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. That's how we multiply. So 125 times 1, you are going to have a 125 over what is 1 times 25, you are going to have a 25. 25 into 125, it will give you a 5, because when you multiply 5 times 125, when you multiply 5 times 25, it will give you a 125. So 5 is our answer. If you want, you can go using the rules of indices. So I have my 5 raised to power 3. I multiply by 1 over 5 squared. So if I have to apply the rules of indices here, let me make this one become a base like this. Have a base like this. So how do you do this? 1 over 5 raised to power 2, if you rewrite this in index form, what I'm saying is I have my 5 raised to power 3. I multiply by, I have to rewrite this 1 over 5 raised to power 2, or 1 over 5 squared in index form, which is 5 raised to power negative 2. The rules of indices, it says that this negative here, it's a bar. So this is how we write a bar. So because of this negative, it's a bar, then I get 5 squared. It will go back to this. So meaning here, I will write 5 raised to power negative 2, which is the same as 1 over 5 raised to power 2. So I have this. Then now the rules of indices, they tells us to say, if the bases are the same, what do? You add the powers. So I'll keep the base, which is 5, then I add the powers, which is 3 plus negative 2. If I have a positive and a negative, so it will be 5 raised to power 3, positive times negative, negative. 3 minus 2, that's 1. So it will be 5 raised to power 1. 5 raised to power 1, 5. Still the answer comes out as 5. So you can solve this one as a direct way using fractions, or you can solve this one as applying the rules of indices. Okay, so we go to question 2. Question 2, the question reads expand and simplify. Question 2. Expand and simplify 2a plus 3 in brackets 3a minus 4 in brackets. Okay, so how do you expand this and simplify? The first thing we have to do is to expand. Then after expanding, you simplify it. So how do you expand this? So whatever we've been given in the brackets has to multiply over what is in here. So here I'll start. What is 2a times what is 2a times 3a? So here I'll start 2a times 3a, which is 6a squared, because 2 times 3 it's 6. A times a it's a squared. 2a times negative 4, so it will be minus 8a. I'm done with 2. I'll go to 3. That is 3 times 3a. It will be plus 9a. What is 3 times negative 4? It will be minus 12. So I have this. I have expanded. So this part is expansion. So I have expanded. Then what is the next thing? Simplify. How do you simplify this? Try by all means to look like terms, so that you can group them, and try by all means like to come up with something. So I'll keep this 6a squared because I don't have any which looks like 6a squared. So it will be 6a squared. I have a negative 8a plus 9a. So if you can negative 8a plus 9a, the rules of integers, they say that if you have a negative and a positive, what are you supposed to do? You add, you subtract, you get the sign of the bigger number. If you have a negative and a positive, you subtract, you get the sign of the bigger number. But if you have a negative and a negative, you add, you get the sign of the bigger number. Those are the rules of integers. So I have a negative and a positive. I have to subtract. What is 9 minus 8? It's 1. So now which one is big? Between 8 and 9, it's 9. 9 is carrying what? A positive. So it will be 1 here. Now it will be plus. Instead of me writing 1, I'm going to write a. Why? It's because a here it's appearing as a variable, and with the coefficient of a here it's 1. So I'm just going to write a instead of me writing 1 minus 12. So this here minus 12. So this here I have simplified. So this is how we simplify. If you go further with these calculations, you're going to get back to this point here. So they just wanted you to expand and simplify. So in simple term, you have supposed to come up with this. Okay. We proceed to question 4. So question 4, the question reads, solve the equation. This is question, so not question 4, but question 3. Okay. Question 3. Solve the equation. You have 4x squared, which is equals to 9x. Okay, 4x squared, which is equals to 9x. So how do you solve this? Okay, solve the equation. If you're solving the equation, you have to find the value of something. Here, we are supposed to find the value of what? Of x, because it's the variable which is appearing in this question of ours. Okay, so now how do you solve this equation? I have 4x squared minus 9x. I'll just try by all means to move this one. I remain with a 0 here. So it will be 4x squared minus 9x, which is equals to 0. So here I can factorize which one is common. Okay, that's what will come in my mind. Which one is common if I look at this? So it will be x, open bracket. I'm going to remain with my 4x here. So x, if I remove x into 4x squared, I'm going to remain with 4x minus. If I remove x into 9x, I'm going to remain with a 9. Equals to 0. So meaning here x is equals to 0, or 4x minus 9, these which are in the bracket, you equate them to 0. So it will be 4x, if I correct like terms, 4, because 9 and 0 they're like terms. So it will be 4x equals to 9. If it crosses an equal sign, the sign changes. So it will be 0 plus 9. So I'm going to have 4x equals to 9 over 4. Over 4, I cancel. So meaning my x is equals to 4 into 9, that's 2, remainder 1 over 4. So if I multiply 4 times 2, 8 plus 1, 9. So this one becomes my answer. So x is equals to 0 or 2, 1 over 4. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let me just indicate here. Okay, so what I was saying is I have my 4x equals to 9. Okay, 4x equals to 9. So what am I supposed to do? It to be over 4 over 4. So I cancel it. So meaning x equals to 4 into 9, that's 2 remainder 1 over 4. So if I multiply what is 4 times 2, 8 plus 1, 9, it will come to this. So x equals to 0 or 2, 1 over 4. So these are the answers. For question 3, we proceed to question 4. If you don't understand, guys, the comment section is there. You can just comment to say I'm behind on this part, then we'll try by all means like to come up with another video and explain. Okay, so question 4, the question reads shade, this is question 4. The question reads shade A intersection B complement intersection C on the Venn diagram in the answer space below. So I have this Venn diagram here. Okay, so this is A, B, and C. Then I have the universal set. Okay, so this is the set given. So now shade A intersection B complement intersection C. So now how do you shade this one? A intersection B complement. A intersection B complement. They are telling us to say where A and B intersect, or where A and B meet. A and B, they meet here. Now removing this part here, complement, they're telling us to say removing this part here, ignore this part. Shade the intersection of what? Of C. Intersection of C, it passes here. This is the intersection of C. This is the intersection of C. Okay, so this is the intersection of C. So A intersection B complement, removing this part here. Shade intersection C. So this is the part they are talking about. This is the intersection of C. Done. Okay, we go to question 5. Question 5. Question 5, the question reads factorize completely 2ab plus xy minus 2ay minus bx. Okay, factorize completely. So how do you factorize completely? It's just trying by means to collect what you seem like you can try by means to come up with something. So I have my 2ab, what looks like this, minus 2ay plus xy minus bx. Just try by all means to group something which looks like similar. You know, maybe if you try by all means like to manipulate your solvings, you come up with something. That's how factorization is all about. Okay, so now here I'll put these in brackets because at least I have something common. Okay, so 2ab minus 2ay. So here, what is common? From what I can see, I have my 2a is the one which is common, open bracket. If I remove 2a from 2ab, I'm going to remain with a b minus. If I remove 2a from 2ay, I'm going to remain with y. Plus here, which one is common? I have x. Okay, so it will be x, open bracket. If I remove x from xy, I'm going to remain with a y minus. If I remove x from bx, I'm going to remain with a b. Okay, so now here, what next? These here, then this. Now here we have a challenge because these, they have to be the same. Here I have b minus 1 and y minus b. Why b minus 1 and y minus b, they are not the same? Why? It's because on this here, if you look at b is positive, but b here is negative. When you look at this again, y is negative, but y here is positive. So these two, they are not the same. So you can just end your answer here. But if we had something like 2a, open bracket, b minus y plus x, open bracket, b minus y. Or this one as in negative y plus b. Yeah, we can come up with something like we get this one and this, 2a plus x, then b minus y, because these, they have to be the same. That's how it's supposed to come out. So this was supposed to be your final answer, but it's like they made a mistake with the question. The question is not in line with whatever I've been given here. Okay, so we proceed to question 6. We are moving slow but sure. So we continue to question 6. So question 6, the question reads, a company declares an annual dividend of 6 percent. The value of each share is 25%, is 25 kwacha. Mr. Mapesa has 500 shares. Find his annual dividend. So now how do you calculate the annual dividend? Okay, so now annual dividend, this is question 6. It has a formula. So this is question 6. Okay, so annual dividend, is equals to the dividend rate over 100, you multiply by rate per share times, you multiply rate per share times the number of shares. You multiply times the number of what? The number of shares. Okay, so this is how you solve this kind of a question, annual dividend. So now, which is equal to the dividend rate, we've been given that it is 6%. So it will be 6 over 100. We multiply by the rate per share. It is 25 kwacha. You multiply by the number of share, which is 500 shares. Okay, so now the 3 weeks ago, I dropped a video on how you're supposed to be multiplying such kind of if you have such kind of questions, because here this is mathematics paper 1. You are not supposed to be using the calculator. I dropped the video dealing with doubling and halving, how you're supposed to be multiplying if you have bigger values and the likes, how you're supposed to be dividing if you have bigger values and the likes. So doubling and halving, that one to help you try to calculate this. So now here I'll make this in decimal points. So 100 into 6, I will have 0.06. I multiply by 25, I multiply by 500. So if I multiply 0.06 times 25, I have a 1.5. Because that video for doubling and halving, try to search it, you find it. It's there. It will help you to multiply or calculate such kind of questions. So 1.5 times 7, I'll have 750 kwacha here. So this will be his annual dividend, the 750 kwacha value. Okay, we go to question 7. Question 7, the question reads, for the sequence 5, 12, 19. Okay, blah blah blah. Find the 60th term, A. So how do you calculate the 60th term? We just use the formula. There's nothing like, trying to count using the fingers and the likes. We use this the formula. So the formula, this is the sequence you've been given, and this is the arithmetic progression, geometric arithmetic progression, AP. Okay, so now how do you calculate? You use the formula A plus N minus 1 D, where A is the first term, N is the nth term, and D is the common difference. So now the first term we've been given that it's what? It's 5 plus, what is the nth term? We're supposed to calculate the 6th term, so which is 6 minus 1. What is the common difference? 5 minus, what is 12 minus 5? That's a 7. What is 19 minus 12? That's a 7. So the common difference here is 7. Okay, so from 5 to 12 there's 7, from 12 to 19 there's 7. So this is the common difference. Okay, so it will be 5 plus, what is 6 minus 1? First you follow BODMAS, bracket first out. 6 minus 1, it's a 5, then it's 7. What is 5 times 7? That is 35, plus 5, it will give us a 40. So 40 is the 6th term. Is the 6th term. Okay, then B, it says find the what? B here. B, it says find the nth term. So how do you find now the nth term? How do you find the nth term? So here they're just telling us to say, come up with a formula which is gonna show us how you are supposed to be calculating these terms, how you're going to be finding these terms. So this same formula here, a plus n minus 1 d. So here we're not supposed to substitute anything because this is what we're supposed to find. So my substitution, you start on the first term. The first term is 5 plus open bracket n minus 1. The common difference is 7. So BODMAS bracket first out. What is, so I'm going to have a 5 plus, what is 7 times, what is n times 7? It will be 7n. What is negative 1 times 7 to be minus 7? Okay. Like term, so to be 7n minus 7 plus 5. Here, there's nothing like, no, it has closed something, no, so the sign has to change. It hasn't closed n equal sign, so the sign to just be constant, to be the way it is. So we are going to have 7n. What is negative 7 plus 5? So now here, if you have a negative and a positive, what are you supposed to do? You subtract, you get the sign of the bigger number. Now what is 7 minus 5? 7 minus 5, we know that it's 2. Now which one is big between 7 and 5? It's 7. 7 is carrying what? A negative. So it will be negative 2. So this one becomes your final answer. So it will be 7n minus 2. So now, if I go back to the first question, question A. So this one, it was find the what? The 60th term. So how do you calculate the 60th term? I'll just use this same formula. So it will be just 7, where there's 7n minus 2. This is the formula you're supposed to be using. Each and every term you have to calculate, use this formula for this question only. So now here, they were like, find the 60th term. So where there's n here, I'll put what? The 6. So it will be 7, open bracket, 6, I close, minus 2. So what is 7 times 6? 7 times 7, that's 49, minus 7. 7 times 7, that's 49, minus 7. I'm going to have a 42. Minus 2. So it will be 42 minus 2, that's what? That's 40. So this is how we come up with the 60th term. Okay. We go to question 8.